Why people so be scared of falling? And the funny thing about it as well, falling is built into our life from the beginning. From the very beginning, we are trained in the art of falling. Babies wobble, and toddlers stumble all the time. Children scrape their knees after they fall down. And in those moments, the world claps. People cheered, "Get up, you can do it. Try again. It's not that bad." But something strange happens when we grow older. Suddenly, when we fall, not on the playground, but in life, the cheering stops. Instead, the silence sets in. Falling starts to feel heavier, embarrassing, shameful, almost final. But here's what I've learned. Falling is not the end. Falling is one of life's greatest teachers. Unlike every good teacher, the lessons don't always come easy. They sting, they bruise, they test your pride. But if you lean into it, they will shape you in ways nothing else can. So today, this morning, whatever time it is listening to this, I want to reason with you about the art of falling, why it matters, why it hurts, and why it just might be the key to becoming your strongest, most authentic self. Let's start here. Resilience. When you fall, life asks you a simple but powerful question. Will you rise again? Because resilience isn't about never falling. That's impossible. But resilience is about refusing to stay down. So always getting up after you fall. That is the truth. I remember one of my first business venture that completely collapsed. I had put in everything, my time, my energy, my savings, and then almost overnight it sank horribly. For a moment, I thought maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. But as I sat there with that failure, I realized something. This fall wasn't my ending, it was my training ground. You see, every setback is like resistance training. Painful at first, yes, but if you keep pushing against it, you grow stronger. That's how muscles are built. And that's how character is built too. So falling isn't there to break you. It's there to prove what you are made of. And the truth, you will never know how strong you are until you have had to stand up after that hard fall. The second lesson is humility. So falling has a way of cutting your ego down to size. When you have been knocked down, when your pride has been bruised, you suddenly remember you are human. You are not untouchable. You are not invincible. And that realization changes how you see people. Think about it. When you have embarrassed yourself, when you made mistakes, when you have failed publicly, you start to look at others differently. So instead of judging, you understand. So instead of laughing at someone else's missteps, you stretch out a helping hand. because you know what that grounds feel like. You've been there yourself. And that's the grit of falling. It makes us more human. It softens us. And it makes us more compassionate. And in a world that can often feel cold, that's not weakness. That's power. So here is another lesson. Falling changes your view, your perspective. So when you're flat on the ground, you see things differently. You notice the cracks in the pavement you never saw before. When you are standing tall, life works the same way, to be honest. A failed relationship teaches you about the kind of love you don't want. A lost job pushes you to discover skill you didn't know you had. A closed door forces you to look at the one that already been waiting for you down the hall. You get what I mean? So some of the greatest breakthroughs comes disguised as setback. So falling hurts, yes, but it also shifts your perspective. And that shift often reveals the opportunity that pride and comfort had blinded you to. So sometimes what feels like the end is really just a redirection. And then there was courage, confidence, which is another lesson that falling teaches us. It sounds strange, but falling actually builds confidence. Why? Because every time you get back up, you prove something to yourself. I can survive this. Think about the first time you have ever spoke in public. Maybe your voice cracked or shaky. Maybe your hands trembled. Maybe your words got tangled. You fell, but you didn't die. And the second time, it's got easier. The third time, easier still. So each stumble, trip away at that fear until confidence grew in its place. And that's how courage is born. Not from standing tall all the time, but from falling, rising, and realizing that you can take the hit and still move forward. So falling shows you that you are braver than you think. So what's the big picture? Falling is not failure. Falling is proof you're alive. You are moving. You are trying. The only people who never fall are the ones who never step forward. So the next time you fall, don't waste your breath asking, why me? Instead, ask, what is there for me to learn? What is here to teach me something? Take a breath. Smile if you can. Laugh at yourself if you must. And then rise though, don't stay down. Because true strength isn't found in never falling. True strength is found in mastering the art of getting back up again and again and again. That's survival. And if you remember nothing else from me today, remember this. The man or the woman who never falls never walks far. But the ones who falls, learn and rises, they are the one that go the distance. So fall and rise and fall again, because every rise makes you stronger. Every stumble makes you wiser. And every scar tell a story worth remembering. So like and subscribe and leave a comment. Share some stories. I would love to hear from you. Big up.